Good afternoon, everyone. How many of you guys are voting this year? Okay. My name is Christian Ayala. Today I will be talking a tiny bit about the United States federal system. I hope to give you an insight of the federal and state governments. My goal is to make you guys go out there and vote this year and to help you understand the powers of both the federal and state governments in America. I feel that I am qualified to talk about this topic because I am majoring in criminal justice and most of my courses are associated to politics. I personally want to see everyone vote this year because we are voting for government officials that are here to run the nation. And it is very critical that we know what these government officials are capable of. It is very vital that we understand the importance of federalism and how your vote counts. The three main points I will be talking today is what is federalism, the powers delegated to the national government, and powers reserved to the state government. And finally, I will talk about the importance of casting your vote, especially in our state elections. According to American government and politics today, federalism, or the federal system, is the authority divided, usually by a written constitution, between a central government and regional or subdivisional governments. Central government, and these are the states. So basically, they work together to provide order within each other. As I mentioned before, federalism are the powers that are given to central and state governments. I downloaded this picture of Trends in Federalism in the United States, written by Abby Lohr and Jake Henderson. This illustration gives you guys a visual of the powers that the central and state governments have. Here on the left-hand side, we have the national government powers, and it states they are able to declare war, contain and maintain armed forces, establish foreign policy, regulate interstate, make copyright and patent laws, establish postal offices, and coin money. On the other hand, in the state government, they establish local governments, establish and maintain schools, regulate within states, conduct the elections, and provide for public safety. It is very complex to get into detail why the national or state powers are given these powers, but the Constitution has a lot to do with this. And unfortunately, I do not have time today to explain the reasons why they are given these powers. But I do want to point out why we should vote, although we may not like our presidential candidates. We should consider our state vote because we are electing government officials that will have power over education, establishing local government, regulating trade, and most important, providing public safety. The United States has a huge issue when it comes to police brutality and police corruption against our communities. It is up to us to vote for state government officials who elect our judges in our criminal justice system and chief police who hire law enforcement officers. I brought up police corruption and brutality because states have reserved powers or authority to legislate our own law enforcement in our communities. We should understand the reserved powers that states hold because we, the people, have a vote to change our law enforcement and criminal justice system. Once again, I want to spend the last minutes reminding you guys that if we want to change something such as our law enforcement, we need to realize that the governments are established here to act directly for us through laws and through the actions of elected and appointed government officials. The federal system has broken down the powers that both the federal and state governments obtain. It is very important that we understand the federal system in which we live and understand the state federal government powers.